Hello, my dear children. Today we are going to start the new topic of our chapter, which was shared with you in the previous video, chapter 10, Adaptations, How Animals Survive. So this part is the second part and the major part of this chapter, that is where animals live, right? So where animals live, there are, as you know beta, there are different places on this earth where all these animals live. As we know that all animals, they do not live in the same place on this earth. There are different places on the earth where animals survive or where they live. And in this topic, we are going to touch the major places where animals live, right? So the first category is land animals. Land animals, as you all know, that animals that live on land, such as dogs, cows, lions, horses, elephants, and we human beings also. So the animals which live on land, they are known as terrestrial animals, right? They are called as terrestrial animals. The second category is the aquatic animals. Just opposite to terrestrial animals, the animals that live in water. The water living animals such as fish, octopus, crab, dolphin and whales. These all are called as aquatic animals since they live in water. And do you know, my dear children, that these animals, they breathe through their gills. There are special organs in their body which are called as gills, through which these animals breathe. They do not have lungs like us. They have special organ which are called as gills for breathing. The third category is animals that live on land as well as in water. Now see how amazing it is that there are many animals on this earth which can survive both on land and in water. And there is a special name given to them, that is amphibians. We call them amphibians, right? Which can survive both in water as well as on land, such as frogs, toads, salamanders, etc. Right? So they can survive both in water as well as in land. And do you know what amazing thing they have? They have a moist skin to breathe in water, and they have lungs when they come out of water. They have lungs for breathing on land. Next is animals that live mostly in the air. Though they do not live completely in the air, generally they do fly in the air most of the time, like the birds, bats, right? Since they spend most of their time in the air, that is why they are called as aerial animals. Because they spend most of their lifespan in the air, they are generally termed as aerial animals. A-E-R-I-A-L, aerial animals. And they have also again special body parts which are called as wings. These wings, they help these aerial animals to fly. And you know, bat is one mammal. Surprisingly, see, bat is a mammal which has wings in it, which can fly, right? And the last category, we have animals that live mostly on trees. Now see, there are many animals on this earth, children, which live in forests, and generally they spend most of their lives on trees, right? So some animals like monkeys, chimpanzees and koala bears, etc., they spend most of their time on trees. And that is why they are called as arboreal animals. See, arboreal animals. So these are aerial animals and these are arboreal animals, right? These are the two different categories of animals. And you should know what special name has been given to these animals. See here in this picture, there are many land animals, aquatic animals, aerial animals, okay? Amphibians are there, arboreal animals are there. Okay, so these all this complete picture shows different varieties of animals with their habitats, with their living places. Okay, now come to the next part of the chapter, that is food of animals. Food, a very important need of somebody's life, one's life. Food, right? And you know, children, animals, all the animals on this earth, they do not eat the similar type of food. They eat different types of food. right? And they have different feeding habits. Now, the first category under this topic is the herbivorous animals. Herbivores animals. Herbs, as you know, it's one of the types of plants, right? Herbivorous animals are those animals that generally eat only plants or plant products, right? They generally eat only plants, and these animals are called as herbivores, right? And you know what a special feature is there in their body? These animals, they have sharp incisors, their front teeth, to bite the plants, right? Examples are horses, cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep, etc. These all are herbivorous animals, and these are their types of teeth which are found in herbivorous animals. Second category we have, dear children, carnivorous animals. Carnivorous animals, as the herbivorous animals, it is just opposite to that. The animals that eat the flesh of other animals, completely the flesh of other animals, they are called as carnivores. See how this lioness is hunting a deer. It is completely depending on its flesh. That is why it is called as a carnivorous animal. And they hunt on their prey. See, this deer is its prey. Deer, right? Next category is the omnivorous animals. The third and the last category under this topic, omnivorous. Right? Omnivorous animals, dear children, are those animals which eat both plants as well as animals. Example, bear. Human beings, we are also omnivores, right? So this bear, it can eat the plant products. See, it is feeding on honey. And on the other hand, it also feeds on the fish, right? So it can feed upon both plant as well as animal products. So these are the omnivorous animals, right? Now, under this category, we have some other topics also. The next category is the scavengers. Scavengers. So these animals, actually, dear children, they do not hunt any animal, but they eat the flesh of dead animals. See, these hyenas, this vulture, dead bodies are there of some animals, right? And they are feeding upon the dead bodies of animals. So the animals that feed upon the dead bodies of other animals, they are called as scavengers. And these scavengers are very useful since they keep the jungle and our earth clean, right? So these are called as scavengers. Next category we have parasites. Parasites. These are very small animals, very minute, tiny animals, little animals that feed on the other living beings. They are called as parasites. See how this child is itching his head because he has got some head louse in it. Some lices are there in his head. That is why this head louse, tapeworm, bed bugs. These are a few examples of parasitic animals or parasites. Apart from that, mosquitoes are also one of the kinds, parasites, right? So these are, dear children, different feeding habits of different animals. Okay. Next, we have adaptations in animals. Now, you will ask, ma'am, what is adaptation? So, dear children, adaptation is the process by which living beings, they develop special features. They have some special features in their body by which they can survive in a place, by which they can adjust in some place. See how this yak and this mountain goat, they are able to survive in a very cold region because they have thick fur, long hair on their bodies, right? That is why they are able to survive in very cold areas also. Moreover, polar bear is also one of the examples. Okay, polar bear has a thick fur, a fatty layer by which it can survive in very cold regions. Next category we have, dear children, see the penguins are also one of the examples. See how cute they are. Penguins, walrus, seals, they also survive in polar regions because of their some special body features. They have fatty layer, they have wings, they have feathers. Okay, so by all these features, they are able to survive very successfully in cold regions. Whereas, just opposite to it, there are many animals which can survive in very hot areas like this camel. A camel is a very good example of an animal which survives in a very hot area because of its some special body features. One of these features is hump on its back. This hump actually beta stores the fats of its body, right? And there is a water bag also which it carries in its stomach, and this water helps this camel to survive in desert areas if there is no water available for many days, right? So this water stored in its stomach helps it to survive in those conditions. Okay, and beta there are many animals like snakes, desert snakes, which generally go for a long sleep during summer seasons because the summers are too hot in desert areas, right? And they go for a long sleep there, and this long sleep of summer animals is called as aestivation. What we call it as aestivation, a long summer sleep by some desert animals in hot summer months. Okay, this process is known as aestivation. So dear children, I hope you enjoyed learning some of the basic topics of this chapter. Do read it and try to understand the concepts. Thank you.